Hello and Merry Christmas. It's the time of year again for hot chocolate, marshmallows, and presents, and a nice warm blanket with family. Sorry about the video not happening. My mom was out doing last minute Christmas shopping. Um, Luckily, the insurance company realized that they ripped off my father and gave him enough money, so we had a good Christmas this year. And that's why it took them basically the whole day on Monday, and a little bit of yesterday as well, trying to get the presents and stuff that they wanted before time ran out. Also, they were busy with getting new phones for us. There's a deal going on right now, and so we were able to switch phone companies and get new phones and upgrade, and um, it's just a great Christmas now. From where we started, it looked like it was going to be a very small Christmas, but God provided, and now we have a decent sized Christmas. So, uh, it's a relief to not have the stress anymore. My parents, so grateful. Which brings me to Christmas. Every kid loves Christmas. They love the snow, the movies, the classics, the music, the new toys they keep coming out with. It's great for kids, but they need to be an adult. And being an adult around Christmas time can be very stressful. Christmas and I didn't get along for a long time because I didn't like how commercial it was becoming and how people treat it no different than Valentine's Day, where it's basically about money and materialistic stuff. It's not about family. They don't really do that anymore. Um, so I had a hard time with Christmas commercials and Christmas and Hallmark. I had a huge problem with Hallmark's message about Christmas time, bringing loved ones back together and stuff like that. Or basically, you've seen one movie, you've seen them all, where the girl in a business goes back to her small town for Christmas and runs into a guy she should have married. And she ended up dropping her job for a new life. And what's funny is hindsight. For Christmas, she would be going back there every year and seeing the guy every year. So that doesn't really work. But again, it's a movie. Movies didn't do Christmas justice. Some did. There were some. But majority of Hallmark did not. And it crushes you as an adult, because you realize that the Christmas spirit doesn't work like that, you know? But overall, I've got great memories of Christmas. Fantastic memories. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for Christmas, we would do our Christmas on Christmas Eve, and then spend Christmas going to 2 or 3 different houses, depending on who was available. So my grandparents would have Christmas there with the whole family. Okay, my aunts and uncles and cousins. And after that, we'd go to my great grandma's house that evening and celebrate Christmas with her family, with that side of the family. And so Christmas was an all day thing for us for like 10 years or more. up until a point that my grandparents and my great grandmother could no longer contribute to Christmas like they used to because of their age. Um, my great grandmother is in her hundreds right now. I think 107. Um, so she's not able to do Christmas like she used to. And for our family, it's gonna be a hit and miss on if we can get my cousins and my dad's brother to do things throughout the remainder of Christmas because of how things were working out. But regardless, we'll continue to have great Christmases, great memories, and that's the thing about Christmas is the memories. When it's snowing, making snow forts, snowball fights, and suffering, getting sick after. I mean, that's just what you do. You just have fun being kids. As adults, oh, it was to be fun. Reliving those memories. I love Christmas. I love the food. I love the holiday spirit. There's a lot about Christmas I'm grateful for, thankful for. But it's also very important, remember, why we celebrate Christmas. It's the birth of Jesus Christ. And I know how a lot of Christians have been acting over the years, saying we shouldn't celebrate Christmas because we don't know what date he was actually born on. Well, in this family, we have always believed that it is better to celebrate our Savior's birth rather than not celebrating his birth, because when you get to heaven, you could be asked, why didn't you celebrate my son's birthday? Do you think he's going to accept? Well, we don't know exactly when he was born, so we felt like we shouldn't be celebrating it. No. So, you get Christians that are just weird like that. I remember a lot of church services around Christmas time. I remember a great time when we got home from a church service on Christmas Eve. And it was 11. And we're like, do you want to open presents now? On the way home? And we're like, yeah! So we opened up our presents early. And it was fantastic. I mean, my dad went out and he bought swords, weapons, and it was just an awesome Christmas for us kids. What he used to do was give us one present on Christmas Eve. Not typically tradition because sometimes it would be broken. But what he would do is he would say you can have one present, but he's got to pick it out. So he'd pick out one present. And this is back when they made these. They stopped making them. We would get the wasabi Funyuns. Oh, those were the best growing up. And yeah, he would put those in the tree for us kids. Our own bag. It was great. Tons of fun memories. Christmas was great. The worst part about Christmas is if you're sick on Christmas or Christmas Eve. Even having the flu the week of Christmas or the week before Christmas. I remember having the flu. Well, my brothers, or my brother at the time, and my dad are out in the forest. Because, I talked about this before, back in our townhouse, we had a forest in the back. And he'd be out there with the neighbor kids, shooting airsoft, having airsoft wars. And, it was horrible being sick for that. Missing out on what was supposed to be very fun. I also remember being sick when my dad's best friend, our uncle, basically, um, dropped by for Christmas and gave us new GameCube games, and I was sick. So I didn't feel like playing. And it was so bad where when I would play, even after being sick, the feeling of being sick, watching them play the new games, made me feel sick as I'm playing, even though I'm totally fine. That was horrible and hard to get over for a while. So Christmas was very special, and still is. Only thing that's changed is society's viewpoint on Christmas. That's what I was fighting for a long time, making it too commercial. And I did lose sight of what was really important. I lost sight of why I should be happy on Christmas. Because I just felt like society was ruining Christmas. And I also didn't have any, romantic Christmas times because around Christmas is when any relationship I was in or pursuing died. Merry Christmas, you're single. That's basically how it went. So I didn't really have good memories of Christmas. Back in my youth group, though, one year for Christmas, we went ice skating. And that was so much fun. My first time ice skating, and I took off playing tag. Because to me, it was like no different than rollerblading. And I loved roller skating, loved rollerblading, so it was no big deal. So I picked it up like that. And come to find out, this is people's third or fourth time going, and they're on the wall still. I'm out there playing tag. So a lot of people weren't happy that my first time was awesome for me. Because it made them feel, inadequate, which they are, but what are you going to do? So that was fun. Our church did a lot of fun stuff for Christmas. I wish we could go back in time and revisit those memories, but unfortunately, when a church is corrupt, the church is corrupt. So these days, that church that I used to go to doesn't exist anymore. The building's there, but there's no people. So some churches don't last forever, even when they say they're going to. Let's see. Fun Christmas memories. Well, my grandmother would put out this huge spread of food for Christmas because she had a lot of people to feed. And so she'd always be in the kitchen. We would always be playing with the streamers. She would have these beautiful red and green streamers hanging from the door frames. And so you'd walk through them all the time. And for Christmas, us kids would dress up in little suits and things, which made it very difficult to roughhouse and play. But it was still lots of fun. We still had a lot of fun playing and having fun with the toys. And the cookies. Good times. Good times. I do miss those. I'm gonna miss them a lot. Especially once my grandparents finally do pass. It's gonna be hard. But we have good memories of people we love. Christmas reminds us of all of that, and they're never too far away. I feel bad for the people, though, who lose their lives either before Christmas, near Christmas, after Christmas, sometimes even right before Thanksgiving. Some people just decide one day they're going to take a life and they do it. And it's hard on the families for sure. So Christmas is one of those holidays that will bring you closer as a family, but also it makes that empty chair very hard for some people. Nevertheless, Christmas is a beautiful holiday, and it should be honored as such. Christmas has some magic to it, if you know where to look. I know that maybe some people don't want to hear about tragedies around Christmas time, but it's real. And it's something to think about. Because a lot of people take their lives for granted. They take people for granted. And they forget how easily a life can be lost, taken, stolen. So, for Christmas, let's be thankful that everybody that we know and love are either with us opening our presents or just a phone call away. These days we have the technology to keep in touch with people. A lot more easier than we ever have had it. For those of you that watch these videos for my mother, I am so sorry. You're kind of stuck with me for the time being. She's been very, very busy, but the happy kind. Unfortunately, she has got to go to work today. Our plans are basically spend time with our family celebrating our Christmas on Christmas Eve today. And then for Christmas, spending it with my brother and his family. It's pretty exciting. My mom planned something, hasn't told me what it is yet. So, there's a surprise waiting for all of us on Christmas. So, I'm looking forward to it. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Enjoy your hot chocolate, marshmallows, your warm fire if you can make one. Or for those of you watching in apartments, enjoy your nice, warm, toasty heater. I've been there for a very long time. We rented for 13 years before having our first house. So I know that feeling all too well. And enjoy your food, your warm blankets, and your warm family. Merry Christmas. I'll see you